What happens if wild turn of events, something crazy goes down, and we take a 50% hit to the precious metals market?
I saw it happen.
Yeah, I've seen it happen too.
This is what happened in 2011. Gold was nearing $2,000 an ounce, and then if my memory suits me correct, it was almost like 6 months later we saw 1350, 1300 an ounce.
Everything you see here on the left side is a sold listing for a fake silver ounce.
A big psychological number in silver is the $50 range, and since it went through there pretty strong, I would have expected a little bit more support, but I think a lot of people freaked out and jumped and sold what they could. The markets got really frothy really fast, but I think ultimately it's going to keep trending upwards in the long term because we go back to the same thing. What's the policy? The policy is, devaluing the dollar. As countries around the world and other institutions want to take some risk off the table in dollar denominated terms, right? So a little bit of de-dollarization has happened, and we see a lot of that coming into the gold market.
Welcome back to the Premier Coin Report. This is episode 12. You guys already know how this show works. I've got three wonderful panelists, coin dealers from all around the world. Today we're joined by Alex Dorland from Cowlitz Coins out there in Washington, right? You're in Washington?
Yeah, Washington.
We've got Charles from VCD Auctions in Vegas, Jeff from PRC in Florida, and then me, who's just here. Lots of crazy stuff to talk about, including insanity in the markets, immediate dip within a few hours today. We hit $50 silver, and now looking at it, we have dropped back below $50 silver.
No, it's nuts. We're down almost $100 from the peak of gold today.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's nuts. We'll get into it. We'll get into it in just a minute. We open every episode with a little bit of a game called Guess That Guide. Every single week, I grab a random numismatic piece, give my panelists a list of information about it, and they have to guess the general price guide value for that coin in that grade. This week, I chose a very fitting coin for the markets. We've got a duster, folks, an 1851 $20 Liberty Double Eagle in AU55, vintage of about 2 million. They're obviously 90% gold. Population in 60 or higher is 175. In all grades, there's about 3,500 of them graded. This one in particular is an AU55, so it's not super high grade. These are usually tied pretty close to melt value, but with the markets being super weird, I thought it would be sort of fun. So we'll go ahead and get started with Alex, our guest for the day. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
You won an AU55, and I can't go over, right? I've watched this before. I gotta be under.
Right, it's
Yes,
Price
sir.
is Right rules.
AU55.
Second year of issue.
Let's go for 80. Hold on. It's AU55. I'm gonna go 9,000.
9,000 for Alex. All right.
Somebody grab
Jeff.
me a gray sheet.
Yeah.
Jeff, what are you thinking?
Honestly, I mean, at 1851, as low as a year that is, and low grades, these usually don't bring much. I'm gonna go like $6,500. I mean, it's probably moved a little bit because gold shot up so much, but this is usually kind of a generic plus.
All right. And Charles, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8,500 on this one.
8,500.
Is this price guide or a gray sheet or
Price guide.
all
This
right,
price guide.
perfect.
Yeah, retail price guide.
It's an arbitrary price guide number because there are two different numbers for each coin, PCGS and NGC. Whichever
Yeah.
one feels the best. You guys are way off though.
Oh, really?
It's a pretty
No way.
It's a pretty common coin in AU55. There's like 233 of them. NGC has it priced at 4,500. So nobody gets the point there.
I would say though,
That should be more.
it's probably not updated though, because like I said, this is a generic plus coin. I would assume that NGC and PCGS haven't upgraded their generic price guides to spot. Because I don't, yeah.
I mean,
I just looked it up. They still have XF plus ones for $2,700.
Oh goodness. Well, I
Yeah.
can say
I
this: I've
mean,
dealt with a lot of 20s and not a ton of 1851s. So come on, it should be better.
Yeah, it should
uh,
be. We buy them all the time. I think that that's an unbelievable little coin that you can get. To think you can get the second 1 ounce gold coin ever struck by the United States of America at like 10% above spot is just absurd.
No brainer.
All right, well that's our first one where nobody got it. So that's
We
kind of
all
fun.
lost.
Um, we'll come back around next week for a little bit more for a different vibe. But I chose that coin because usually those are very closely tied to melt value. Obviously, that's a big story in the markets right now because yesterday gold broke over 4,000. To this morning, silver broke over 50. The numbers
Yeah.
aren't looking as hot as they were 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But these are our numbers as we stand right now, Thursday, October 9th at 1 p.m.
So, I mean, Charles, what do you think? Was that the peak, or are we just grabbing a little bit of profits?
no, I long term, no. I think, it's end of the week, which is common for profit taking. Usually this happens typically with gold we see on Fridays, but I think it just
Yeah.
came a little bit early. The markets got really frothy really fast, so I'm not surprised with the dip. Silver, a big psychological number in silver is the $50 range. And since it went through there pretty strong, I mean, I would have expected a little bit more support, but I think a lot of people freaked out and jumped and sold what they could, at a higher level. But I think ultimately it's going to keep trending upwards in the long term because just yet again we go back to the same thing. What's the policy? The policy is, devaluing the dollar. So as countries around the world and other institutions want to take some risk off the table in dollar denominated terms, right? So a little bit of de-dollarization has happened, and we see a lot of that coming into the gold markets. So that the trend is still there, and it's just I believe right now some profit taking, but time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, you said earlier you sold everything at 50. Is
No,
that
I
true? Or you
didn't
get
sell everything. Never. We never sell it all. But I mean, I with so much coming in over the counters being a storefront. I mean, you do have to. You have to keep rotating, and it's just the name of the game. And luckily enough, I saw 50. I jumped a little bit. I didn't say take it all because I mean, we only expect more to be coming in and people taking advantage of our current market. I mean, going off what Charles said, I mean, I think it showed the possibility it can break 50. It showed the possibility it could break 4,000. So I don't see a whole lot holding it back. I think the possibilities are there, and the government risk or our dollar risk is still the same existing market. So, I mean, if you look in these next 5 months, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be crazy, and it's probably crazier than it's already been because it's been insane. It's been insane. I tell you what. Yeah. You're telling me. All the gold I just bought 5 minutes ago obviously is less, and all the silver I just bought is also less. So I get it.
yeah. It's what happens if wild turn of events, something crazy goes down and we take a 50% hit to the precious metals market? What does that world look like?
I saw it
Yeah,
happen.
Yeah, I've seen it happen
Yeah,
too. It's
yeah,
ugly.
yeah. We were right in the middle of it. Thankfully, and we had a lot of ounces. Thankfully, I had a mini contract. I had a hedge and we were able to offset some of that. But yeah, I mean, basically, this is what happened in 2011. When gold like was nearing $2,000 an ounce, and then I want to say, if my memory suits me correct, it was almost like 6 months later we saw 1350, 1300 an ounce. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a huge, huge, huge drop. And then silver hit 52 at that time and then came way down. So when markets move down, they move down a lot faster than they come up. Let's just put it that way. So
Definitely.
the momentum down on a downward progression tends to be a lot quicker.
Yeah,
So it
what
does
are some of the
happen.
things that you can do in those situations, I guess. I don't own that many precious metals personally, but just I know that a lot of people who watch do, and we're
So
in such
hedge,
a
basically
tumultuous
hedge.
time. So
Like
like what are the options?
As
futures contracts.
yeah,
You know, there's futures contracts that you could do. Like I believe there's a mini contract which I want to say somewhere between 32 and 36 ounces. You know, there's two different exchanges which have these futures contracts, and then there's also the big on Comex, which is equivalent to 100 ounces that you could hedge, and then also to just working with wholesalers trying to offset physical metals. At least you could lock in a trade on a given day. You don't have to necessarily deliver all the metals the same day, but you can call on the phone somebody and say, okay, I'm selling you, you know, 50 American Eagles at XYZ price, and now that position is locked in for later fulfillment.
Which is very rare, by the way, because if you take someone like Heritage or something, they lock it in when they have it in hand. So if this morning silver hit $50 and I'm like, okay, I'm sending you a couple kilos of silver, they price me out when it lands. So I mean, you do have
Right.
situations like that where it's very terrifying that like, oh, I
yeah,
sent you 1,000
Oh
ounces
yeah.
and it dropped two
Oh yeah.
dollars in the mail. So being able to lock it down too with your wholesalers is a very strategic position to have.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so but
absolutely.
here's the thing too. I'll tell you, during the pandemic, and I don't know if you guys remember this, silver dropped to like some crazy low price, like sub $30. And in our shop, the phones were, it was like a telethon. Like
Yeah,
they just the phone we were calling, I was calling the wholesaler trying to buy silver, and they were hanging up the phone on me.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it
same,
dropped to twelve
same,
dollars
They're
in
like,
same.
March.
bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
kidding
Not
couldn't
even
you.
get
selling.
physical silver for nothing, for
No,
nothing. Like they were hanging up the phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm calling to place an order. Click.
I
Yeah, so it seems
remember.
like just everybody starts buying if the price goes down. Is that what I'm hearing?
It
Yeah,
creates
yeah.
frenzy. It's
Huge,
a frenzy.
huge.
Yeah. But yeah,
Isaac, it
yeah, I
was a
remember having
telethon.
tons of people, like
Telethon,
20, 30 people in line out front of the shop
right?
before we opened, and then people in line buying from other people in the line. It was insane. I absolutely
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
And staying on top of it was crazy as well.
Yeah, I just looked it up. So in March 20th in 2020, silver was $12. By August 7th, it was 27.50. So I mean, what a swing.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So, but it wasn't really trading that way, by the way. I mean, what I could get at that time, American Eagles, we were selling for $6 over.
Yeah, it was crazy. Now you is at a premium. Silver's at a premium. I mean, it's really crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of concerns as well. One of the biggest things that I have noticed is a rise in counterfeits over the last couple of weeks. This is a
Oh yeah.
clip that I just pulled from eBay. Everything you see here on the left side is a sold listing for a fake silver ounce. All of these, they're shipping out of China, Shenzhen.
Wow.
They're labeled as Bullion for commemorative coin, which I guess is their legal loophole, but it also says allow for up to 2 centimeters difference in size, which is another caveat. They're even doing the same thing with gold bars. I just want to make a PSA. Probably
Yeah.
don't buy anything off eBay, precious metals wise, from anyone who has less than 100 reviews. Go read the
Yeah,
reviews. Go
Beautiful,
look. Because this
beautiful.
said,
Yeah.
literally, I went
Yeah.
and dug into it. The guy never received his $2,800 gold
yeah.
ounce. Like,
I mean, just like my mom used to say when I was a kid, if it seems too good to be true, it most likely is. Stay away.
That's exactly it. If it's too good to be true, get her gone.
Yeah, send it.
So does
And not
anyone
to.
know, is there extra fees? What is the fee situation on bullion transactions via eBay anyways?
Well, it's
That
13%.
eBay, I don't think is a good place to buy bullion. Like you can find reputable dealers and just contact them directly. I mean, I would not use eBay itself as a software to buy bullion. I mean, it
And
is perfectly fine for collectibles, but not for bullion. And even with collectibles, you have to really, there's tons of scams out there. You really have to vet these people and make sure you're dealing with a reputable dealer who happens to be on eBay.
Yeah.
And not to give a plug, I know we're affiliated with them, but get yourself a Sigma machine, right? They got ones for under 1,000. They got Mac Daddy one for
Yeah.
$4,000. If you're actually buying gold and silver, listen, I had a wonderful lady come into my office just the other day who was buying precious metals off the internet for the last 10 years. Half her stuff showed up as fake on my Sigma machine,
Oh,
right?
Wow.
So I mean, and they were just silver eagles, right? So I mean, I can't tell you enough, right? Get yourself some type of ping tester, which is like $20, a Sigma machine. Get yourself something that allows you to have an extra piece of authentication. And if you can't afford that or you can't do that,
yeah.
find yourself a local that you can become friends with. Just like I'm sure Charles at VCD, Alex at Cowlitz,
Oh, yeah.
you have people that come in all the time. Hey, I just bought this. Can you test it?
Every day.
Like,
Yeah.
and we will. We will. So find someone that you can walk into their shop and say hello to, but make sure that you're safeguarding yourself. Because I mean, even with my experience, I'm getting caught buying fake stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
So I've
be
had this
careful.
conversation with several people, and you know, the way to really get it's not even this is not even foolproof, but the closest I think you could get is having both an XRF and a Sigma, because they utilize slightly different technologies, and there are companies out there that have been able to fake one or the other even of these machines. So when you cross them, like utilizing both technologies, that's even more secure, I would say.
And the next RF is like 20 something grand. So just
Yeah,
be aware.
and
Yes,
I
it's
will also
expensive.
say if you do accidentally buy a fake gold bar piece of fake bullion, you should post about it. Share your experience, share the red flags that you didn't notice. That way, other people can start to learn a little bit about what the red flags are, because there are
Definitely.
very consistent red flags throughout all of these
So
systems.
Definitely.
and
Yeah,
dealing with a reputable dealer, like when you buy material from us, we guarantee its authenticity as far as bullion is concerned.
Same.
So
Same.
that we stand behind all of our transactions.
Same.
And thankfully, fortunately, we haven't had any mishaps like that before because of the vetting process that we have. But still, we
And
stand
I've
behind
done
that.
it.
So
I bought coins from extremely reputable dealers. I won't mention any names, but we get the coins in. They're shipwreck coins, Ada Scudos, and we get them in raw, send them off to get authenticated because again, all of our systems identify the gold as authentic. And then we get it back, and the coin is an unauthentic coin. It's a modern made
mm,
coin. So everything tests out perfect. It looks good. Everything on it to visual specs to XRF specs to all other specs because it's authentic
yeah,
gold. But the coin wasn't authentic to the time. So, even that's why when I even get rare coins or something like that, like that's why I always say, like, send it into NGC, send it into PCGS, like get that
Definitely.
final because if you get it in a holder by them, they also back it and guarantee it as well, just like the good old faith of the U.S. government in your bank account. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times where I've had both machines test something and it be a rare coin that I bought, and then that coin come back a non-genuine or unauthentic piece. You really, really, it's not just bullion. Trust me. I mean, you got to be careful out there. You got to
Oh,
make sure you're
yeah.
buying from a reputable person.
Look, we
yeah,
don't want to
Alex.
scare people. We don't want to
Right,
scare people from
right.
buying, but I think it obviously boils down to finding a trusted source. Okay. And I'm not saying eBay doesn't have them because there is no doubt amazing sellers on eBay. It's just a
Yes.
matter of weeding through and doing your due diligence. And
yeah,
obviously, if you see somebody with low ratings or if you see somebody that the price doesn't seem correct, like we were talking before, if it's probably too good to be true, it's probably not real or something along the lines of that. So I mean it just happens that way, and I'm not saying risk isn't worth taking sometimes, especially at the garage sale or the estate sale or something like that. But if you're dealing
absolutely.
directly with coin shops, obviously you want to vet them a little bit, or even online.
Or just come to one of us four on this podcast and you'll probably be
Deal,
good.
deal, deal.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
So I did have something that I was curious to hear your guys' information about. Did you guys see any of the news on that, on turning mercury into gold?
I vaguely heard something
No?
about that, but it
I don't know if
sounds
it's
it
real.
sounds like alchemy to me.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's actually the opposite of alchemy. It's actually physics. So, I mean, I'm going to nerd out real quick. I actually looked this up. It's something we've been doing since the 50s, actually, when we were focusing on pretty much making the atom bomb. And supposedly Mercury has, like, again, I'm no scientist. I'm a coin nerd. So, for love of God, don't murder me in the comments. But
No
supposedly,
creating
yeah,
bombs.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right. But Mercury is supposedly like one atom or one proton away from gold. So if you put it in some type of fusion machine and you run them a whole bunch of get a collision and you knock one off, technically they are creating gold for like a fraction of a second out of it. Now the problem is it's radioactive and it decays really quick, and the amount of cost that it costs to make it is absurd. So it's not practical in any form. But they actually did it. It's real. They did turn, I think, mercury into gold for like a second, but again, it was
Gotcha.
radioactive and it did decay.
So
But
it's like
it takes a massive fusion
Well,
collider to knock
well,
off
you
the
guys,
whole thing.
it's like a split second reaction, and then it turns right back into mercury, or
It doesn't turn back into mercury, just decays. So it just
interesting.
and it's radioactive, so you can't really tell. This is real physics. You know, they're using actual fusion to do this and knock off a couple of because I guess mercury and gold are literally next to each other on the elemental scale, based on like protons or something. If you send them at each other and you knock one off of mercury, it's technically the element of gold. And it is, but the problem is because of that, because it's not alchemy, Charles. It's not
okay.
actually tangible.
It's
It becomes
witchcraft.
radioactive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Witchcraft.
physics. But I just saw the news
This is
article. A
very
couple of my customers.
thematic for Halloween right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
That's
This is the Halloween
You know,
episode.
but
but
you
right.
know something though. You actually know that gold is alien, right?
it's possible. You know, they do
Yeah, don't
say
we
that
think a
it
lot of
No,
it
doesn't
came
exist
from like
naturally,
meteorites
right?
so
and stuff?
listen to this. Check this out. They say that there was a study, I believe, that said that all the gold that we have find on our Earth is came from space, basically from neutron stars that collided billions of years ago, and the gold got shifted into our atmosphere. So it gold could actually be an alien substance that's in space that
Yeah,
just
yeah,
happened to come
That would
on
make a lot
Earth.
of sense. The
yeah. There was
Aztecs
a
were going crazy for that stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of the
So
theories
there.
about that too, because that one strait, I guess, like in Africa, which shows a lot of like impact from a long time ago as well. So it is possible that you just have gold comets
Mhm.
or meteorites that just, and technically
Right,
speaking, if
right.
two stars collided and would create that larger physics, it is possible that they could have created the element of gold, and it would have just floated around in space as massive rocks, and through billions of years, it would have landed on Earth and not be radioactive anymore. So yeah,
I'm banking on
Yeah.
a gold meteorite hitting my garage.
You're right, Lord.
Nah,
Please strike
yeah.
in my backyard.
right.
With gold all time high, I would love a gold meteorite.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That'd be
Lord.
insane.
Uh,
I wanted to get some perspective from Alex here because you've got an interesting world over there because you actually run a physical coin shop. What has the market of the last 3 weeks been like working in an actual physical storefront?
uh, hectic to say the least, my friends. It has been crazy. So we've traveled to out of state to multiple shows, and then of course we had our local show in Seattle, and then the shop at the same time, along with our online sales. And I'm telling you right now, it is a active market. As I said before, as the feasting happens when the markets kind of do this, and the people taking advantage of either selling or buying. I mean, there's lots of action going on right now. And I mean, with our shop, there is no doubt a ton coming in and out. People, taking action as well. It's been interesting, of course, because we have to react faster on our side, on the wholesale side of things, to protect ourselves a little bit. Especially being such a thin margin type of business, speaking on bullion at least. But I mean, I think it's an active market, and I only expect more. The light of coin and bullion and precious metals and assets as a savings is becoming more and more relevant. I think to everybody.
For
So
sure. What
yeah, no, we've
what
we've done really well these past at least few months.
Yeah, good deal. What have you noticed that people are selling the most of?
No doubt, your common bullion,
Okay,
like your 1 ounce rounds, your silver
sure.
eagles, your maple leafs. Um, gold for sure as well. I've seen more people, what it seems like, holding their gold, even though we're still seeing some trickle in and come in pretty actively. But yeah, I see a lot of people holding more gold and still actively trading on the silver market as well.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me because I feel like I hear a lot more positive predictions about the gold market going up towards 4,900 by December, apparently, according to Goldman Sachs, versus
Yeah,
silver, where people are saying maybe the ratio doesn't even exist anymore, and like we have too much silver, and
yeah.
I feel like also with it at lower prices, it is easier for someone to trade $50 back and forth than it is 2,900 or whatever. So
No doubt.
that makes a little bit of sense to
I mean, in my opinion, I think like there is still room to grow, obviously, and I personally am a believer in silver than gold just because I see opportunity there where we're sitting. We're still kind of trending, where the highest was,
me.
in past as gold has blown through that. So I'm a little skeptic. I believe 5,000 or, is easily possible, especially with our restructuring of markets. That seems like that's what's going on right now. We're revaluing everything and finding the new normal. uh, I mean, I would love to see a new normal for silver be around 50 to 60, maybe 65, but I'm not sure, what that market will be like at that point. Assuming it's going to be the same, people are going to be, trading it, obviously more often.
Sure, sure. I go ahead and move on to the U.S. Mint. We're coming up on the 250th anniversary of the nation, ladies and gentlemen, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty big deal. I'm personally excited about it because of the commemorative coin program that they are releasing called the Best in the Mint series, which is highlighting four of the most popular, according to, I guess, people who voted, the four most popular coins that have ever been struck out of the US Mint. They will be made in silver and gold versions with like a original striking and then a stylized edition. And I thought we could just go through these and give our reactions and talk a little bit about them. The first one
Of
is
course, the breasted dollar won number one.
what was that?
I said, of course, that one left the number one. It's the first silver coin we put boobies on them.
True, true, true. They actually just announced this one. We didn't know about this last week, I don't think. 1804 silver dollar, obviously like it's like the
I
second
love it.
iteration of the dollar.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one. The flowing hair has nothing on this one.
Yeah,
But
and I
that's
remember Jeff talking about some of these new coins coming out, like the flowing haired, and I think it just brings so much great light to our business and the beautiful designs of past. I mean, this is really cool stuff.
Yeah, and in my mind, right, if they released 10,000 silver flowing hair medals and they all sold out around the world, and that convinced or educated one person about the
Yeah.
first original flowing hair dollar, and they now go out and buy that for their collection, I
Oh,
think that's the
100%.
whole point. I think, and I do think that's happening. So I do think these are brilliant ideas from the US Mint that are not only getting new people to collect the modern stuff, but also to figure out, hey, this stuff did exist back in the 18 and 1700s, and
Yeah.
they're not crazy prices either. So building those collections, so it's wonderful to see.
yeah, I like these a lot. So you get the gold version, I believe, is the original design with like the nice updated striking, and then they're making a silver medal that has like a stylized artistic design to it. So this is the flowing hair one. They've got
No, I like
more
that.
of flowing hair. They got rid of the boobies, and then they've got like a
Hmm.
globe and a flying eagle on the reverse.
Yeah, I don't like that one as much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there on the fence with that one. I like the
Really,
original
I like that
design.
one better.
Next up, they're doing the
Well, isn't
Walking
that one from
Liberty.
the original medal? Sorry, Isaac,
Yeah,
but there
let's
is
talk about it a little bit. So they're bringing back the 1916 Walking Liberty. That was the half dollar. I think they maybe did one of these,
They
like
did.
Yeah, they did a gold version
a
of that
gold
one in the
version a little
JFK
while
a while
ago.
ago.
2016.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But this one is, do you know if that one was like denominated or was it just a metal with the design on it?
It was
Okay,
Uh,
denominated.
okay.
Yeah,
this
they
Well,
made
this
dude.
the
one,
JFK.
Oh wow.
this
I believe
one's a
so.
$50. Obviously the flowing hair design. It's pretty much, honestly, it's pretty much just a silver eagle with, with a different design on the back. But it's made out of gold, so it's a little different. That's the silver metal version.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Do they have a
cool.
weight on that one?
1 ounce on the silver metal.
What about the gold?
The gold, I think they're half.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah,
it
that's
was
what
in
they did last time.
2016. The West Point made a SP, so a specimen proof. So that'd be like a
Yeah.
burnished one, kind of 24 karat gold, half ounce. They
Wow.
did from the West Point Mint in 2016. Yeah, nice one.
They're still denominating that half dollar, even though
50
it's
cent.
gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, with half dollar.
Wow.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Next, this one, I think that's probably my favorite. The Standing Liberty in gold. The Standing Liberty quarter is already one of my favorite coins. So
And we just found one, didn't you, Isaac?
we did. We just found one,
Yeah.
1918/7.
Yeah, that was nice. I saw
Mm.
that.
Very cool piece. It's at
$6,000
NBC right
quarter.
now.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
It's fine.
this is nice. They don't have the 3 stars, which I maybe would have liked, but then that's the silver medal. Oh, I kind of like that.
That's a little nicer.
It's very Britannia-like.
Yeah,
They're going a little
Yeah.
British there.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I like the shield.
We
They're
never made a
redoing
coin like that.
2016, it seems like, on the quarter and the half and the dime, like the special proofs that they did.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised the Mercury wasn't picked. I like the Mercury dime. I know they did a gold dime like that before, but I like the Mercury. These look like Britannia coins to me. Like they're just remaking new coins at this point.
yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if I love the cartoony style of it though.
I like America. Bring back America stuff. This reminds me of British. There
I
we
mean, that's
go.
obviously that's beautiful there.
That's gorgeous.
I love
Mercury
that.
dime. Yeah. Wow.
They
That's cool.
they
Yeah.
because they used the Mercury dime in the what was it, the platinum coins with the high relief. I think it was a palladium. Palladium it might have been. It's really beautiful. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think they'll
I didn't know
designate
that.
these as full bands or no?
Yeah, I think
Is
that
there
you'll
a D
probably
mint mark
have
on
that.
there?
Yeah.
No mint mark.
Yeah,
That's
W.
funny.
There's a W.
That's Adolf Weinman.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool. So those are the 4 coins. We don't know prices. We honestly don't know size on the gold coins. They don't say it. But I'm assuming it's a half ounce like they normally do.
Yeah.
This one's probably my favorite just because I'm a sucker for this coin. But honestly, they're all awesome. They picked 4 good coins, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Tom Urim was on the committee for this. So
Yeah, that was a good pick.
it was in good hands.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Shout out Tom.
Shout out Tom.
Shout out.
Um,
Tom's the best, literally.
Tom's awesome. There is, I don't know if you guys find this interesting at all. I kind of do. But all of the coins for the semi-cinquentennial are written into law by the public law 116330, signed into law January 13th, 2021.
Nice.
Basically lets you redesign all the quarters, dimes, and half dollars and nickels, I believe. They're all getting a new design for the semi-cinquentennial.
Wow.
That's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a lot of
That's
big
pretty.
modern coins coming.
Yeah.
This is cool. I mean, after so many years,
About time.
Yeah,
right?
I just find this really interesting because literally every detail, somebody in Congress sits down and writes all this out, and then they have to vote on it. And sometimes there's
Yeah.
disagreements, and they say, no, you have to change this. I don't like that. Like that, I don't know. That whole process is very interesting to me. I think a lot of people forget that the U.S.
All
Mint
this has to
is a
happen,
federal
yeah.
organization run by Congress.
Well, let's make sure they don't put Washington's head the other direction, because I can tell you what, it confuses a lot of people.
Didn't they swap it in like 2022 or something?
Like that, yeah. I'll tell you what, it created at least some recognition in the coin business. So I tell you how many more phone calls we got from novice collectors on that. So
They
for like
changed
a
the
COD
face of the
quarter or
nickel.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Jeff, you,
God.
you you raised your hand a minute ago. I want to make sure you get your thing in.
Well, yeah. I mean, before we move on from the U.S. Mint, I know we're talking about what they're doing next year, but with all the craze going on with gold and silver, we skipped our podcast I think 2 weeks ago when the San Francisco coin got released. That
True,
coin
true,
got
true.
sold out immediately. I don't know if anyone saw that, but the U.S. Mint announced that that's the last San Francisco proof that they're going to make for right now. So it could be the last ASC proof that they do make out of there. While they said that, right, they're releasing tomorrow the San Francisco proof privy coin. So if they put a privy on it, I
Wow.
guess it's not the same. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
it is literally just
it,
the generic San
yeah.
Francisco proof coin. They're just not going to
So
make those anymore.
but if it
Gotcha.
has a
Hmm.
privy, they'll
I
make the
see.
generic one with a privy. But either way, right, I would like to just put like a nail in the ground, right? A Mint State 70 FDI or AR coin is already into the high twos to mid threes for a 1 ounce silver coin you can buy for $90. So they're only making 200,000 of these coins.
Yeah.
I believe it's the Navy Privy that's coming out tomorrow.
Correct.
I don't know if this podcast will actually air before noon tomorrow. So these coins are, you're probably going to hear this after the fact. So I do apologize a little bit, but either way, I will predict now that this coin is going to sell out. It's going to be absurd. There's only 200,000 of the proof coins. I'm buying, right? There's one per household right now. And I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the videos or the fun show. Was it the fun? No, the A&A show we were just at. I mean, I got attacked in front of the eBay booth buying hundreds of the laser privies. So I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, at the A&A, the laser privy was selling raw if you bought it at the A&A show for $200 to $240, which is a 1 to 1.5x the second you turn around. Go look up comps, go look up stuff. If you have the chance to buy them, if you see this podcast, go check them out immediately and see if they're still available. And make sure you're getting. I can't stress this enough. Look on NGC, look on PCGS, look at the qualifications to getting first day of issue, and follow it to a T. It's the highest pedigree. If you get first day of issue with a Mint State 70 grade, you'll be able to turn a $90 coin into a $300 coin pretty quickly. So it's
Easily.
it's a really easy way for novice collectors to get into this. Just like when you see Nike shoes getting dropped or the little Labubus or whatever you call them, like this is just as hype as a market for nerd collectors like me. There's a lot of money to be made there. And God forbid if someone like Kim Kardashian posted this on their story because they liked a silly coin, this coin would sell out. I mean, 200,000 coins wouldn't be enough. It literally wouldn't be enough. It'd be ridiculous. So, just keep that in mind. The U.S. Mint, the government of the United States is limiting 200,000 of these proof coins. Like, it's absurd the low mintage that they're making on some of these. I do predict it to sell out. So that's my little rant right there is, the San Francisco one was huge. That sold out, was crazy. And now the Privy coin is back. So, this is going to be an insane release for sure.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Charles, no calling Kim Kardashian. We don't want this thing watered down.
I do actually have
Right.
the sales reports for the mint in the first week of October. I don't believe this S Mint Silver Eagles were released up to that point, up to October 5th. I'm not sure. They're not on this list for the top 10 sellers, so I would imagine not. But the 2024 S is on there, and it seems like they only sold 122,000 of them last year, which is maybe one of the reasons why they're discontinuing it. Just because not that many people actually bought the S Mint Proof Eagle.
Which I will say, right, just because they say they're going to mint 200,000 doesn't mean that they are. That just means that's the cap that they're allowed to make. So what you just aired there might actually make the 2024 secretly one of the lowest minted San Francisco Eagles out there. If they had projections to make more and they only actually minted 122,000. If they stop there, that'd be insane.
Yeah, I don't know if they keep like a stockpile for that long. So it really could be that they sold the 122,000
Yeah,
and then
they
melted the
don't
rest
really
down for the 2025s.
they don't really keep a stockpile. They kind of mint them as they go along. They might hold on a little bit, but not
Right.
much.
I mean, obviously they sold 338 of them last week, so they keep some. But I would imagine the majority of the surplus is melted down. Yeah.
Yeah.
The top sales for last week was the 2025 mint set. Over 2,000 mint sets were ordered in the first week of October.
Wow.
I don't know if they just released them. I think they did recently release the women's quarter proof sets. So that might be part of it. But that's a little surprising to me.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think people want
surprised
those small denoms.
you don't see the New America the Beautiful or program the sunflower.
Well, they only made 10,000. So there's no way it would be
Or,
on this list. They made 10,000, it sold out immediately. So
well, I mean that's more than some of these. That 1 ounce Batman coin, they only sold 7,000 of them.
right, but if they didn't sell, all of them sold out in like the first day. They don't have enough to even get
True.
300 last week. There's none left.
Mm.
But this just
True.
tells me that 1,137 of them didn't sell. This tells me honestly that the Batman coin wasn't that popular right away.
No.
I'm sure the gold one sold out, but I think we kind of predicted as well that the 2.5 ounce and the 1 ounce would be sort of less popular in the Batman.
Yeah, the metals are usually flops, honestly. It's unfortunate, but if it doesn't have a denomination, there's a lot of aspects that keep it away from the collectible market.
There's a lot of that stuff out there. I mean, especially with the Marvel and the DC universe.
And I'm not even gonna
You
lie,
know,
the sunflower coin, it looks like that came back in stock too. So it looks like there were some cancellations and stuff that put that back on there secretly. So you always got to stay attentive to the US Mint website.
yeah, definitely.
Interesting. I've got. Where do you guys want to go? I've got U.S. Mint auction for some chairs. I've got some Harry Potter themed coins from the Royal Mint, and then there was a rolled edge $10 gold coin that broke some records at an auction.
Let's go into that one. I always love the big
Yeah.
auction ones.
Rolled edge.
All right. I don't know too much about what a rolled edge is, but whenever I see a big auction that breaks records, it's always worth clicking on and learning about.
Yeah.
07 rolled edge Indian
Yeah.
Eagle.
That's a big coin.
Rarity 8, which is the highest rarity, which means there's like one or two.
That's the proof. That's why.
Proof. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just broke.
Wire and then rolled.
It broke the previous record of 2.1 million, selling for 2.4 million. For the people watching in the audience, just like me, who have no clue, I have a good idea of what a rolled edge is, but I don't know for sure. Could someone on the panel kind of give a little breakdown on why this coin is special?
It's so on the sides or whatever, you'll see like on the earlier varieties, the stars were different because of the states, and then also the edges of the coin, there's a variation there as well. But this happened to be there's a rolled edge which is not a proof, and then the other 1907 which is a proof, and the proof coins like this just go for ridiculous money. I mean it's given the variety and then the proof issue, it's no surprise to me that it sold for what it sold for. I mean, I kind of expected it to be around there. There's only a few examples of this coin.
Honestly,
And it's my favorite coin.
For in 2011, it's selling for 2.1. That's not. I guess that's like $300,000 or like $250,000 or something, but it's not that big of an increase over 15 years. To be fair.
No, yeah.
I will say it is pretty crazy though. I did just like look up the actual definition, and literally the rolled edge is, in contrast, is just a rolled edge version, which features a thicker rounded rim, which is actually a beveled edge, which is created for a different die surface. So they pretty much just made it because it was a stacking problem, kind of like the St. Gaudin.
Gotcha.
Like the ultra high relief St. Gaudin. That's why, the
Gotcha.
diagram that was more prone for wear and tear made it extremely difficult to stack. So they did that alongside the St. Gaudin, which was the ultra high relief one, and had the same problem. So they immediately, the bankers and stuff, they couldn't do their normal counting job. So it wasn't through any other reason besides that these coins were more difficult to stack that they decided to switch over the dies and create the rolled edge. It's funny that that little problem in 1907 created a multi-million-dollar coin.
And you know what, folks? What just happened right there is why coin collecting is the best hobby on the planet. Four people on this panel, some of us knew, some of us didn't. And we just went and looked it up, and now we know. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. The
It's a
internet is
wonderful thing.
great. And
It's a
Charles.
wonderful thing. And Charles. The
Yeah,
internet and Charles.
definitely.
Charles, I don't know if you want to talk about this. We can cut this out if you want, but your AI is up and running now?
Yeah, well, so we haven't officially released it, but yeah, it's working. I mean, we have 14 people on it right now using it, and it's pretty darn effective. I mean, internally, we have been using it now for the last 6 months, and it's definitely increased our ROI in buying coins that we thought maybe were, we would have certainly overpaid. So it's saved over $10,000 out of our pockets, basically, that otherwise would have, we would have overpaid on certain
Yeah,
issues and not have made as much money. So it's been
that's
extremely helpful.
that's awesome. What exactly is it doing for you?
So we built our own AI technology. It's not, outside of using a large language model, we call it a very small language model because we can't we it's more to the kin of machine learning where we are looking at the data and we have several using mathematics, we have several decision trees that understands and looks at the auction pricing of certain coin issues, and then it kind of runs analytics on it to project if it feels that the market is stable on it or it thinks it's trending upwards or downwards. So there's that element to it. The also is just the gathering of most relevant comps for the coin. So there's that you have in addition to that, and it also identifies what's a key date, what's not a key date. I mean, it's figuring out CAC premiums now, and it's crazy, and I'm learning things about the coin market that I didn't even know, that the computer literally is telling me. It's saying, okay, well, some issues the CAC premium's 40% as above 20% on other issues, or a little less. So it's getting smarter by the day, and it's really exciting. It's
Yeah,
super exciting. And
do you have like a specific example that you can share of like a time where you used it and it was like, oh, that was super helpful?
yeah, so I would love to.
I can.
Alex is on it and is using it right now. I don't know if Alex may be a better case test on that, but I'd love to sit down with you and show you actually how it works.
Yeah,
I
I'd love
mean,
to.
it's very simple to do. It's empowering in the sense that anyone could use a phone, go to a coin show, literally enter your coin number from the grading service plus the grade, CAC, no CAC, hit the button, and within 30 to 60 seconds, you know everything you need to know about that coin. Everything.
Yeah, it's
That's
a great source of
crazy.
info for sure.
And, and if that's not crazy enough, we're able to do it for ancient coins also. We're
Dude,
Yeah.
currently working on world. Like we've been testing world, and it's the world market. The ancients and world has been spot on. It's insane.
dude, that's
I
awesome.
put
No, because those
I
are
put
like,
all this stuff from the slab on the ancient coin, and it tells me exactly what I need to pay for the coin, what theoretically it thinks it would sell for. I mean, it's crazy.
yeah. And
And
that's
that's
such
the
an
hardest stuff to
undeveloped
find.
market as well. Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that having some sort of a tool like that can really help those markets grow. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So, and I brought heavy hitters on to help with it. I mean, I brought on my old partner he learned how to program computers from reading manuals when he was 7 years old. He's been, highly successful in tech, working at several companies, and being a liaison for big advanced trading models, right? That use machine learning early on when machine learning was first becoming a thing, and we saw the evolution of that. And his specialty skill set was huge in building the right middleware for my initial algorithm design, and then taking that and then adding other elements, additional decision trees. So we have multiple models working with each other to solve the problem of understanding and pricing coins.
And
And the way we see it is we could also do it into other collectibles
now, if
eventually.
Charles, if someone wanted to watch this podcast, they see this, they're interested. They're like, can they message you on Instagram right now? Do they have to wait a little
So
bit?
you can
Yeah, what's the
go
rollout plan?
to, well, the rollout plan within next week, I believe we're going to be rolling it out. You could go to ai.vcdauctions.com, and it's a subscription-based model, basically. So
So
a
exciting.
collector tier, yeah, dude. So a collector tier, like if you only need to do like 50 coins a month, then the collector tier is going to suffice for that. It's like $19 a month, basically. So at that level, you could potentially, for $19 a month, you could potentially save yourself thousands of dollars.
That's crazy.
If you're really serious about coins and buying
Yeah.
coins,
So
it's it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and honestly, this is really good pricing. Like if you're genuinely buying and selling 300 coins per month, you're making at least $80.
Yeah, and I can
Yeah.
tell you right
Oh yeah.
now, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
any other competitive platform that doesn't even do the things here does, like Coin Archives or something, all that does is look up, 60 days or 6 months of auction records just to show you what a
Correct.
coin has
Correct.
last sold for. And people pay $1,000 plus for that. And it's
Sure.
not even
Yeah.
close to the amount of data and information yours provide. So,
Well, that's only
that's
one
really
element,
exciting.
right? The
Yeah, that's what I'm
comps are
saying.
there, so you get that. But then in addition to that, you get all this other analytics about it. And then you could literally export a PDF on there and you have a
yeah.
full report on any given coin. And dealers if you're on a dealer level, there's also a branding element. So where if you want to print out a PDF like appraisal or whatever, you could have like, let's say the PRC logo there or whatever logo on there to say like, okay, here, boom,
I
here's
love
my
that.
coin company, here's what I think about it. I'll pay you slightly back of this because this is going to be my sell price. And just like it'd be like a live episode of Pawn Stars or something.
Yeah,
What
I'm
you
glad I
you don't have.
remembered that. I didn't have it written down on the list, but this is
Yeah,
really,
so
really
it's
interesting. It's
instead
super
of
exciting
calling
because
in
you're
the
rolling it out
expert,
next
you
week.
call in the AI expert, right?
Yeah, there you
Right.
go. Hey, who knows in 6 months that is obviously will be the case. And
We,
I know this
we,
thing is growing and learning. It's so exciting to hear Charles talk about this, especially as a coin shop owner. I mean, and you guys too. It's directing people to great source of information. And not only that, we get to support a friend that's growing a product that in 10 months from now is going to obviously be the smartest computer out there in the world of coin. And I love hearing that. It's so exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
phenomenal,
it's
phenomenal.
improving all the time. And
Yeah, that's
like I
awesome.
said, if we do this successfully with coins, the next jump would be, like, other collectibles, pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. My goal by the time I'm 40, I want to have a collectible empire. Everything, antiques, cars, comic
Yeah, I
books,
love it.
whatever. Anything valuable and
I
rare.
love it.
Jeffrey, look at
rare
you.
You got the bug,
collectibles.
Isaac. You got the
It's just
bug. You've
Premier
bitten by the
Rare.
bug.
Yeah. You
Just
hang with
Premier
you hang out
Rare.
with Jeff, it
We
happens.
just, we just changed coins to collectibles, and there we go, baby.
Easy,
Yep,
We're
easy.
done.
Right.
that's it.
Everything,
Right.
everything.
Right.
Awesome. Well, we are coming up on the end of the hour, so I think that's a good enough time to go ahead and bring it to a close. That was a fantastic episode. Everybody's links will be down in the description below. If you want to go check
Yeah.
out Charles's AI, that'll also be linked down there. Go check out Alex at Cowlitz Coins on Instagram. If you did enjoy that episode, we do this every single week. Hit the notification bell.
Also, we're on Whatnot and TikTok as well. Please check us out. We're streaming 4 days a week, at least on Whatnot. Cowlitz Coins with a Z. And then on TikTok, we have two channels. One we're streaming on, which is CoinHub21, and then also Cowlitz Coins as well. So please give us a follow. We love it.
Sweet. Awesome. Alex, thanks for coming on. We
Thanks,
will see you
guys.
guys next week.
Have a great day.